Hillsdale did a great job on us. Let's give some credit where it's due. We had a hard time stopping them all day. They got us in some schemes and hit us with a bunch of big plays. And I want to make sure that the credit goes to where it is. Should be due. We had a hard time stopping them all day. We did move the ball on them. I think there was a point there about 3 or 4 minutes to go in the third quarter where we faked a punt and went down and scored. And it was 27-24. And then, but they came, to their credit, came right back and scored. And then, we probably panicked a little bit or tried to catch up or make some big plays and turn the ball over 3 times. I think in the fourth quarter, they converted short fields into touchdowns, and now it's now you've got a score that's on the board that's not very good looking. Johnny ran hard. He did a good job going north and south. Came out the other end. Had a little bit of wiggle. Had 2 or 3 runs where he took 4 yards and turned it into 9, 10, 11, those type of things. So that was good to see. He didn't hit the 100 mark, but he was as close as he's been. So there were some signs there that we got a chance to be better as we get into the last half of the season. Both receivers, in our pro personnel, Fisher and Walter both had over 100 yards. I think it was in reception yardage. Had 9 or 10 catches or 11 catches each. Both did a real good job getting into coverage and beating man coverage, and both of them played well. I think right now we're a football team, as I told our football team after the game on Saturday and again in a meeting on Monday. We're good enough to beat anybody we play when we play well, but we're not good enough to have a B or C effort in winning this league. This league is just too good. There's looks like right now that there's 3 teams that are very good. They're nationally ranked in the top 10 or whatever, and there's a whole bunch of us that are fighting to get up in that upper echelon. But I think there's about 7 or 8 of us right now that are in that 3-1, 2-1, 2-2 mark, and so now the fight is there every week to try to get a W. This week, our homecoming game is one of those situations. We're 2-2, Saginaw's 2-2. Played some really good football games with them. They're a good, well-coached, tough, hard-nosed, physical football team. I think defensively their front is very stout. Big, strong, move well. The linebackers, one of them's an all-conference player. Both the outside kids are back. The secondary runs well. They're not afraid to play man coverage against you. So we've got to make sure that we block the box against their front to be able to run the football. And when they start adding people, we've got to make sure that we can throw and catch on space. I think a big thing for us to win football games is our consistency. I think we've had 8 turnovers in our 2 losses and 1 turnover in our 2 wins. I think we've had 3 big plays given up in our 2 wins, and I think we've had 15 big plays given up in our 2 losses. I think it's pretty easy to see that when we play well, when we execute, when we're consistent, we're a pretty good football team.